You are currently living as a tenant in your own head, paying rent in the form of anxiety to thoughts you didn't even invite in. You believe you are the master of your life because you choose your clothes and your career, but the second someone insults you or a plan falls through, your internal peace is gone. You are reacting. You are chasing. You are exhausting yourself trying to manage a world that does not care about your feelings. You have been taught that your emotions are a reflection of your reality, but the truth is that your emotions are often just a reflection of your lack of discipline. You are handing the keys to your happiness to every stranger on the street and every notification on your phone. You aren't living. You are being lived. This is the psychological trap of the modern mind. We have made ourselves fragile by believing that we need the world to be right before we can feel okay. You feel a constant, nagging itch to fix everything outside of you because you haven't realized that the only thing you actually have the power to fix is inside. Think about the factual reality of your last mental breakdown. A set of circumstances changed. That is all. The suffering that followed was a narrative you constructed to hurt yourself. You are treating your thoughts like they are objective facts when they are actually just suggestions. You are suffering in your imagination far more than you are suffering in reality because you haven't learned the art of the mental veto. Marcus Aurelius sat at the head of an empire that was crumbling around him, yet he wrote that nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. He wasn't talking about a vacation. He was talking about a fortress. He realized that your mind is the only piece of territory you truly own. Everything else, your body, your reputation, your wealth, is on loan from the universe and can be taken back at any second. If you base your worth on things that can be taken from you, you will live your entire life in fear. Marcus knew that if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it. And you have the power to revoke that estimate right now. As the stakes get higher, you realize that a runaway mind isn't just a nuisance. It is a prison sentence. Every time you let a negative thought spiral, you are building the walls of your own jail. You are leaking the energy you need to build your legacy because you are too busy arguing with ghosts from your past or monsters in your future. The person who cannot control their own mind will eventually be controlled by someone who can. This is how you become a puppet for marketing, for politics, and for people who profit off your lack of focus. The world belongs to those who can remain centered while everyone else is being swept away by the current of their own impulses. Think about the focus you would have if you stopped showing up to every internal argument you are invited to. Imagine the clarity that arrives when you realize that a thought is just a movement in the mind, not a command for action. You do not need to follow every impulse. You do not need to believe every fear. Real freedom is being the observer of your mind rather than the victim of it. It is knowing that the world can throw whatever chaos it wants at you, but it cannot change the truth of who you are unless you give it permission. You are the only person who has to live with your conscience for the rest of your life. Make sure that is the person you are training every single day. This is the shift from being a reactor to being a ruler. When you feel a surge of anger or a wave of worry, you have to pause. You have to look at the thought and ask if it is based on virtue or if it is just noise. If it doesn't serve your character, you must discard it. Their opinions are their burden. Their mistakes are their path. Your job is to maintain the integrity of your own reason. At first, this will feel like a fight. Your brain is used to the chaos. It is addicted to the stress. But every time you choose silence over a reaction, you are strengthening the walls of your inner citadel. You are proving to yourself that you are no longer for sale. The real flex is not in dominating the world. It is in dominating the person you see in the mirror. Once you realize that your internal state is your responsibility alone, the weight in your chest begins to disappear. You stop looking for permission to be happy and you start creating the conditions for it within yourself. You do not need to be understood by the world to be a person of value. In fact, the more you master your own mind, the less you will care who gets it wrong. Real power is being unshaken. It is the ability to look at the storm and say, "This does not touch me." The moment you start mastering your mind daily is the moment you finally start living. You are no longer a tenant. You are the owner. You are the author of your response. If this gave you the strength to take back the keys today, it is because you are ready to protect the version of yourself you just discovered. This isn't just about a video. It is about a commitment to your own mental independence. If you want to stay grounded in this truth and keep building a mind that nothing can break, then walk this path with us. By staying connected, you are signaling to yourself that your peace is sacred and that you are done letting the world decide how you feel. You are stronger than your thoughts.